Hi, my name is Dr. Karen Can. I'm really excited to share with you the LifeWave wellness technology. So it's one of my favorite energy healing products of all time, probably, given my own experience. And I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I am a holistic physician and an acupuncturist. And many years ago, I got sick with a pretty bad illness, fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome, and basically even went on partial disability. But I had to discover new ways of healing myself that didn't involve drugs or surgery because basically they don't work for what I had. And I discovered LifeWave. And I'll tell you a little bit about what I started with and how it helped me in a moment. But today we're going to actually share with you some of the best holistic products I know from this company, including the very famous LifeWave patches. And I have a lot of YouTube videos sharing with you how they work and what they do. We're also going to go over some of the other products that the LifeWave company has, including the AccuLife patches for horses, Theta Nutrition, Maverick, WinFit, and Alavita Skincare. So as of this presentation, these are the main products that we have, and as the company grows, I'm sure there will be many more products to come in the near future. The flagship product, of course, are the LifeWave phototherapy patches, which I am most excited to tell you about and how well they worked for me. If you want to know more, especially about patching, phototherapy patching, how to use Chinese medicine, acupuncture protocols, for example, the best place to go is my website, patchtrainingteam.com/LifeWave Radio. And we have radio shows there that teach you a little bit more advanced on how to use the patches using a Chinese medicine type of approach. Please keep in mind that the LifeWave company does not diagnose, treat, or cure or prevent any disease. And we have to say by law, that we don't do any of this. There are studies ongoing for all sorts of symptoms of illnesses, but here in the United States, where this company is based, we're not allowed to treat any disease with a natural product. So we're really focusing on symptom relief, but I can tell you a little bit more about how they work, and then you can make your own conclusions and have your own experiences how they work for you. We also have to say that, for the patches, that if you have any skin irritation, you should remove them. You should keep your body well hydrated because they work better that way. And if you are pregnant or nursing or you want to use them on children, the best thing to do is consult with your patch training team or your LifeWave representative. So these are some of the patches we're going to be talking about today. There are many here, and we'll go through each of them one by one. So first of all, how do LifeWave patches actually work? Well, they actually work through phototherapy. They actually work through light, which is like I suppose the new age of wellness these days is working through energy and light. So in ancient Chinese medicine, however, it was well known that energy had a lot to do with how healthy or not healthy a person was. And back in the, whatever that was, 3,000, 5,000 years ago, they discovered using needles on specific what we call meridians or pathways in the body to help support the body's own system to heal itself. And the cool thing now is you can use a newer technology, LifeWave patches, without the painful needles in order to stimulate those meridians and those pathways to help your body get back to optimal health. LifeWave phototherapy uses a nanotechnology inside the patch with tiny little crystals. We'll show you pictures of those a little later. Helps stimulate the energy system of the body to move and support the energy system. And that is so important in Chinese medicine. It's been well known for thousands of years that people get ill if they don't have enough energy or their energy is unbalanced in the body. And these light frequencies that the patches reflect are in the infrared range. So you can't see them with the naked eye, but you can see them with special instruments. Here is a great slide courtesy of Dr. Steve Halti-Wanger, who is the medical director at LifeWave, who allowed me to use the slide for teaching purposes. And using a particular system called a gas discharge visualization technique, you can actually see the light and energy coming from each of the patches. For example, this is the white patch for the energy enhancer patch. And this is the tan patch for the energy enhancer patch. So the energy enhancer patches are one white and one tan. You wear them both at the same time, and it increases the flow of energy. We'll talk more about that a little later. But you can see the light coming off here, and you can see they're different. The white patch has a little bit more, the tan less. This is like the yin and the yang, you know, of patches. The white one is more yang or masculine, you know, or positive polarity. The yin, or the more feminine, or the more negative polarity, is the tan patches, and they work this way by moving energy from yang to yin, etc. So here is a really, really cool shot of what it looks like inside the patches. Now the patches have a membrane that these crystals, tiny, tiny nano-sized organic crystals, are embedded in. And using a very strong microscope, you can actually see some of the crystalline structures. And then after about 12 hours, the crystals actually melt and are pretty much used up. Their energy is used up, and then they kind of look like this afterwards. So it takes about 12 hours. It depends on the person, but on average it's about 12 hours, and then the crystals are then used up, and then you would want to use a new set of patches. So the first set of patches I want to share with you information is the energy enhancer patches. This is the one that got me convinced that this stuff works. In fact, I was really, really skeptical when I first heard about it. I couldn't imagine something would be as good or better than acupuncture for increasing energy. But I was definitely open to the idea because at the time I was still recovering from my illness and had just gone back to competitive figure skating, and it was literally 2 weeks before my international debut representing the U.S. In an international competition, and this chiropractor told me about the energy enhancer patches, and he said, hey, you're an acupuncturist. You probably know where to put them better than I do. He was a chiropractor, by the way. So I actually, you know, got a kit and started using it for practice and for my competition. And I got to tell you, I was amazed at how calm I felt. And it wasn't like jittery kind of energy. It wasn't like caffeine. It was just really calm. And my performance was like the best one I'd ever have up until that point. I've had even better ones since, but it was excellent. And I won a gold medal. Woo! You know, for the United States. It was amazing. Now, had I known more then, I would have used the patches for my trip, because I got to tell you, a red-eye flight from Germany, not fun, okay? But I learned a little later how important it was to support the energy system on a regular basis, especially if someone's recovering from illness, or you know, are going through a lot of stress, going through a lot of changes in your life. It's really important, and this is so much more convenient than doing acupuncture every other day. Here is a meridian testing machine before and after. This is my friend Dan, who's also a LifeWave distributor and user. And in this particular study, you actually see all the different meridians being measured by this machine. Now, this line here in the middle is optimal balance, and the red means that certain meridians have too much energy in them. It's not balanced. The blue means there's not enough energy in those meridians. So what I did was I put one set of energy enhancer patches on him, and I repeated the study about 5 minutes afterwards. Got him to drink some water because the patches work best when you're well hydrated and the energy can move. And you can clearly see after just about 5 minutes of patching, the amount of red and the amount of blue has decreased significantly, meaning that his meridians were so much more balanced after just 5 minutes of patching. Can you imagine what that would be like if you remained balanced every day or every other day? How much better you would feel. And note that I only used one set of energy patches. So even though I put them on, in this case, I believe his heart meridian, okay, the entire body balanced, because once one meridian starts to balance, it starts to feed and support the other meridians. Cool or cool? Now this is really cool. LifeWave has been around, I believe, since about 2004. And for the Olympics that have happened ever since then, LifeWave has generously donated patches of all types to our Olympians. And I was part of that team 2010, the Vancouver Olympics. So I worked with several athletes, especially those in my hometown of Lake Placid, where they trained bobsled and skeleton and a lot of the winter sports, and I got the privilege of working with some pretty high-level Olympic athletes that that went to the Vancouver Olympics, and we were so proud and happy that Erin Pack and her partner Elena Myers had the best women's two-women bobsled finish of the U.S. Ever recorded. Cool girl. They have the bronze medal at the Olympics, and this was pivotal. And Erin was able to give us a wonderful testimonial of how it helped her, and just, she had various injuries and just helped her get through injuries and perform the best that she could perform. So congratulations, Erin. And since then, hundreds and hundreds of athletes have used LifeWave, sometimes in secret because they don't want their competitors to know that they have them, but you could actually check it out. Even, for example, I believe it was the Beijing Olympics where, the discus player, big, huge guy, you could see, patches on the back of him, and Dr. Dean Clark, who is the Olympic chiropractor, has used LifeWave patches in past Olympics to help Olympians speed up the healing of their injuries and decrease their pain and increase their performance. Very, very exciting. So the energy patches are a great way to get energy through the day. When you have that dip in the middle of the day, it doesn't happen anymore. If you are one of those folks that responds to the energy enhancer patches, it makes your fat more efficient as far as giving you energy, so burning fat rather than burning carbohydrates. So that helps you with energy and helps keep you more stable, and so you don't have those dips and you get more work done. I think that's pretty much, for me, that's what I felt. Now, the SB6 Complete is one of the newer patches, and it was invented years after the energy enhancer patches. And what we find is it's a secondary way that you can increase your energy. And for me, it keeps my blood sugar levels much more even. I used to yo-yo all the time. I used to have to eat every 2 hours, otherwise I'd be a bear to deal with. Not very pleasant at all. I'd get shaky and weak and angry, but I noticed with the SB6 Complete patches that my blood sugar was really, really even, and when used in conjunction with the energy enhancer patches, I just feel great, and I just don't feel hungry until it's time to eat. So I can just eat 3 solid meals a day and not have to eat every 2 hours. It's been wonderful. Now, the IceWave patches might be one of our most popular patches. Why? Because it relieves pain. And the cool thing is the pain relief is almost immediate. We're talking light therapy here, right? When people, I love to look on their faces when their pain goes away in a matter of 30 seconds, and they look at me like, you're joking, right? I don't feel my pain. I don't understand what's going on. When I tell them, it's not a pill, it's not a chemical, it's not a pain pill that you take and have to wait 20 minutes for it to hopefully get to the pain receptors where you have the pain. In this case, you put the patches near or around the pain area, and that light goes to work right away. It is so, so fast. So when people don't understand why light is so fast, I ask them, when you turn on the light switch, how long does it take for your lights to go on? And they said, well, immediately. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Light works quickly. Now, here is some photos from Dr. Dean Clark, who I mentioned before, where these are infrared photography samples. So this is a person that has inflammation in their abdomen, and the darker colors, the purple, red, is hot. This is heat here. And after putting the IceWave patches on, you can actually see this area get lighter. So there's less, actually I don't see any purple. There's much, much less red. Now it's a lot cooler colors. Instead of orange, you have yellow, for example. Instead of yellow, you have green. You have green and blue are the coolest colors. So, and this is within 10 minutes. So this is very, very fast to decrease the inflammation in an area. So the IceWave is known to decrease pain by increasing the flow of energy through an obstruction of energy, which causes pain according to Chinese medicine, and it also decreases inflammation on contact. And it's very fast, so it's very popular. Now, the Why Age carnosine patches is part of our anti-aging line. And I didn't know anything about carnosine, to be perfectly honest, until I heard about it through the LifeWave company. But this is an antioxidant that you naturally make, and as we age, we make less and less of it. And the carnosine helps plump up our cells, as my husband likes to say, from a raisin back to a grape. So those wrinkles kind of smooth out. But the other cool thing is, as we age, and if we eat a lot of sugar, or we have a lot of sugar flowing in our blood based on our diets or illness or whatever, we can actually have like a crystallization of the sugar. And carnosine is known to reverse some of that. And it's also known to help repair the damaged tissue. So if you've got a scar, you've been through surgery or some sort of accident or something like that, why not increase your carnosine levels back to their optimal levels so you can repair your tissue and your muscles and your injuries faster? We have studies using carnosine patches with athletes showing that it increases their strength, endurance, and even their flexibility. And we know that carnosine helps to repair DNA. If you just look up carnosine, the uses of carnosine online, you'll just see, just reams of information on what carnosine can do. Here's an example of the importance of carnosine. These two mice are identical ages, but this mouse was supplemented with carnosine, this was not. And in fact, this mouse ended up living about 30% longer. I wish that was true for humans. We don't know that yet, but mice are much simpler, I suppose. But look at how much younger this mouse looks next to this guy. Amazing, isn't it? So, definitely a very important part of the anti-aging patching group. And the next one I want to talk about is another anti-aging patch, glutathione. So the YH glutathione provides antioxidant support. It also enhances the immune system, and its claim to fame is it increases glutathione levels in your body. It encourages normal production of glutathione, which we lose very, very quickly with aging and damage and stress. And glutathione is very important. Again, if you Google glutathione, I know Dr. Oz here in America has this huge show just on glutathione talking about it's a master antioxidant. Anyway, glutathione is the most important antioxidant in your body. Basically, it prevents your body rusting, okay? But it also recharges vitamins like A, vitamin C, recharges them. Like vitamin C doesn't last very long in your body, but to be able to recharge it, huge. So glutathione is really important, and if you can produce normal glutathione levels, not only will you be able to detoxify the body, you'll actually look younger. Actually, glutathione helps me immensely. It first came out years ago to help with the skin, and now we since have another skincare patch. The glutathione patch is just called the glutathione patch right now. And I've always had lumps and bumps on my arms, my legs since a child. I'd all have skin problems. I'd have acne. I had acne in my mid-40s. It was so annoying. And with the glutathione, when it was released, I was, I think it was like 3 weeks, my skin started becoming smoother all over my body. We're talking one single patch. Okay, used 3 times a week initially. Started doing that, and I was so amazed. The bumps and the roughness that I had in my arms and legs completely disappeared. My acne was like 95% better. Right now, it's actually really rare that I get a pimple, and I was just amazed. And people often now comment about how lovely my skin is, and I'm tickled pink because I've had bad skin since I was 5 or 3 or something like that, and all this acne even as an adult. So it is wonderful not to have to wear thick makeup every day. The only time I really wear foundation makeup is if I'm going to be on TV. So it's wonderful. I love glutathione, and unlike other glutathione products, you can elevate your glutathione levels up to 300% of the baseline within 24 hours of this phototherapy patch. Other ways of increasing glutathione, like glutathione IVs, that only last a few hours. and it's like thousands of dollars. And if you have glutathione pills or, drinks or creams, stuff like that, it only raises the glutathione a very, very small amount. And for supplements, the next best-selling supplement, I believe, to give you the raw materials for glutathione, it takes about 30 days to increase your glutathione 30%. But our phototherapy, because it's light, it works much, much faster. And what it does is it tells your body, gives the signal, just like all the other patches, gives your signal to the body to make more glutathione. Now, obviously, you shouldn't be starving yourself, right? Because then you won't have the raw materials to make glutathione. But if you're eating a healthy diet and eating enough protein, you should be able to make glutathione. So this is a much cheaper way of increasing your glutathione levels. And glutathione is very popular in Asian countries where they value light-colored skin, which is very interesting. I have some people that were interested in the glutathione patch just to help their skin become lighter, and many people have said that their what they call sunspots, have faded away. It's really cool. Now, the Energy Enhancer patches and the Eon patches, I have to say, are probably two of my favorite, probably because of my love of skating and what it does for me. The YH Eon is, again, part of the anti-aging line with YH carnosine, YH glutathione. And YH Eon, what it does is it reduces stress and inflammation. Now, think about it. How many illnesses do you know where there is some sort of stress or inflammation? And if you think about it, it's almost everything, right? Like even depression has a component of either stress or inflammation. So if you can support the nervous system in your body to decrease stress, and if you can decrease inflammation in your body, that will really help your body heal and be much less symptomatic. So the late Thomas Budzinski did some wonderful studies on the Eon patch, which was called X15 prior to it being named. Now, in his study, what they did was they measured volunteers before and after patching, and they measured where on the scale, how balanced their autonomic nervous system was. Was it too stressed? Was it too relaxed? Was it not doing anything? Was it like totally stuck? In hyper mode. So what they found over and over and over again, that after someone put the patch on, within about 10 minutes, they would go into this little square here, which is complete balance in the autonomic nervous system. Cool or cool. I know I'm saying that a lot, but it's really neat. And if you can imagine taking, herbs and supplements and stuff like that to help your stress handling system, you know what? Those take months to work. This takes minutes to work. And I can tell you people sleep better, my patients sleep better, I sleep better. It's just, easier to get through the day. And I actually found that I had more flexibility after starting this patch. And I could get down into these interesting, positions in my, spins, with my partner doing pairs skating. So it really helped boost my skating, and even above the Energy Enhancer patches and what they did. I was so tickled pink. Now, I actually discovered a protocol I call the Brain Balancing Protocol that you can get free at patchtrainingteam.com, my team's website. And I actually show you some acupuncture points, very, very simple, that you can use to amplify the already amazing effects of the YH Eon to decrease stress and inflammation when you have the right and left sides of your brain balanced, when your autonomic nervous system is functioning properly in what I call healing mode as opposed to stress mode. Guess what? Everything else starts to heal faster. So all the other patches even work better when you are so-called brain balanced. So I have some videos for you. I have a downloadable cheat sheet for you. So if you don't already have my brain balancing protocol, which is very popular, then you can go ahead and get your copy free. So here are some more images from Dr. Clark about the anti-inflammatory effects of the Eon. So in this particular person, you'll actually, this is somebody's back, I believe, you'll actually see again there's inflammation on the back, and then there's a single patch right here in the middle. You can see where it's blue right here, very, very cool. And after 10 minutes, it's amazing, the decrease in inflammation. We're talking whole body decrease inflammation, not just where the patch is. So it's very powerful, these types of phototherapies. Now, the Silent Nights is the patch we use to help the quality of your sleep. So a lot of people report that they sleep deeper, they start to have dreams again if they haven't, and even if they do wake up, they go back to sleep quicker and they don't have to stay up as long. And sometimes it helps them fall asleep better as well. We know that it helps improve delta waves, which is the deep sleep recovery stage that your brain goes through if you are in deep sleep, and it does help to support your own body's production of serotonin and melatonin, which you probably have heard of. Melatonin helps with quality of sleep. Now let's move on a little bit to the AccuLife for a moment. Now the AccuLife is for horses and animals, and the AccuLife brochure gives the exact patching locations of various different acupuncture points to help horses with pain and inflammation. So people that ride horses, do, for example, barrel racing or equestrian, their horses are very well-trained, high-end, but they do get injuries as well, and they get exhausted and tired and things like that. So you can actually use the AccuLife, which is pretty much similar to the LifeWave, and you can actually apply it just like in the brochure to the horses and get almost immediate inflammation relief. So for example, this red is inflammation on this particular horse using the same infrared photography as I showed you earlier with Dr. Dean's photography of humans. And after patching, notice the dramatic difference in inflammation. Now, a competitive product used for horses that many horse trainers know about, it's a blanket that has magnets. They have similar before and after photos of how it helps inflammation in the horse. The difference is that ours works within minutes. Theirs takes a week for similar results. So hugely different when you use high technology. And the cool thing is these patches contain nano-sized organic crystals made of water, certain amino acids, certain sugars, and nothing goes through the skin. It's all through light. So the membrane that they're sandwiched between is completely impermeable to water and chemicals. Nothing goes through the skin. So the anti-doping agency for Olympics, etc., has accepted the patches as a non-drug product because it works with energy. Now, Suzanne Summers is very popular here in the United States, and she has written many books. I ran out of room, actually, to share with you her latest books. But in each of these books, she talks about the LifeWave patches as a wonderful way of naturally supporting your body self-healing. So, Breakthrough was about aging, Sexy Forever about weight loss, and Knockout was about knocking out cancer. And this is another anti-aging book as well. So in each of them, she actually interviews the CEO and a discoverer and inventor of the LifeWave patches, David Schmidt, about how the patches work and how they can help support you in your healing journey. So about now, you're probably wondering, how much is it for these patches? Well, let me tell you. So the patches retail for $89.95 for a package of 30 patches. Now the YH patches are a single patch, same thing with the SB6 and Silent Nights. The LifeWave for pain and the energy enhancers are a set of 2 patches. You need a white and a tan in order for them to work properly. So for those 30 patches, it would mean 15 applications per package. Now, if you are thrifty like I am, you probably want to be a wholesaler or a distributor. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to sell anything, because if you're not good at selling, don't sell anything, because you'll just annoy people. But what you can do is get a wholesale account and just buy it for yourself and your family, which you're allowed to do. So distributor pricing ranges from $49.95 to $69.95, not including the enrollment package, we'll talk about later if you're interested in becoming a wholesaler. And these are depending on how many packages you get per time. So for example, the regular wholesale price is $69.95, so that's $20 less than retail. And if you get two packages at the same time, that falls to $59.95 per package. And if you get three at the same time, which a lot of people do because they want the various different packages, they get the best deal. It's $49.95 if you get three at the same time. So I'm going to get back to the patches in a little bit, but I want to talk to you a little bit about the Theta Nutrition. So the Theta Nutrition is a very unique nutritional product. Now, I definitely have access to all sorts of nutritional products, but I've never seen one like this before. In fact, it did win an award, for how amazing it works. So what they are, there's nutritional components in a package. They're powdered, and the claim to fame is this particular little guy right here, the Theta Activate. This is a silica-based product, which is liquid, that when you put it in water, okay, with your nutrients in this powdered form, high-level nutrients in powdered form, it actually makes the nutrients penetrate inside the cell faster. So instead of waiting months for the effect, you might wait 5 minutes or at the most, a few days for it to really start working. So it makes nutritional therapies so much faster. The nice thing too, it's not only just fast acting, but it's gluten-free, sugar-free, it tastes really good, and there's no artificial ingredients. So here is kind of how it works. Here is your cells, and these are the nutrients, and we want to get the nutrients inside the cell. So the Theta Activate is what does it. The Core Essentials is our main flagship product for the nutrition line, and the Theta 1 is the Theta Nutrition component of that. The others is an Eon Patch and the Theta Activate. Now, the Theta 1 has been known to increase human growth hormone levels, increase nitric oxide, which helps with blood flow, and for some people that would be very helpful for sexual function. It has immunoglobulins, colostrum, so it helps with your immune system as well. So if you were going to take one supplement that uses this technology, this would be the one to take for sure, because it has such global effects on wellness and health. Now, Maverick is actually a pill form, and we don't have a lot of products in pill form, but they were able to utilize a very high-end ginseng among other herbals, very, very high-end, in order to make the Maverick. So this is for men. It's for male enhancement, and it really helps to increase the chi, or the energy levels of men, and it's designed for men, women, not for you. So increasing to help support sexual stamina, libido, overall energy, so this is actually very competitively priced as well. So if you're looking for male enhancement, you might want to try the Maverick. Now, the WinFit system is a body shaping system. Now, why is it not called a weight loss system? Well, the idea is the technology using this WinFit patch right here is to increase muscle building. Again, anybody that buys this, you should be eating a healthy diet, so you shouldn't be eating like, candy all day long, right? So if you're eating a healthy diet, you have enough protein in your diet, you will get the signal to build more muscle. You will have to exercise, but not as much as you think. In fact, it's like a minimum of 3 times a week, like 10 minutes per time. And you really don't have to do more than that. In fact, when I spoke to David on the radio show, on the LifeWave radio show, he did 2 minutes. He did the minimum amount necessary, and he used this machine with isotonic contractions. So he was pushing and pulling very intensely for 2 minutes. That was it. And he was able to build, I think, 12 pounds of muscle in a very, very short time. It was amazing how much muscle that he was able to build. Now, why is this body shaping? Because if you have more muscle, theoretically, what should happen is your muscles actually have a higher metabolic rate, and it will need energy to function and to grow, and so it'll actually start burning fat for that purpose. So this is not a direct fat burner, it is an indirect fat burner. So the idea is you build muscle, the increased muscle has more energy needs. Because it has more energy needs, then it looks for where can we get energy in this body, and there's all the stored fat, so we can burn fat better. And here are some of the things that you can optionally get with the WinFit program, some exercise bands. I actually really like the exercise. They're actually fun, and they're quick, and they're simple. And I like quick. I like efficient. These are the mini bands, too. So you can get those extra if you like. The whole system here with two packages of the Theta 1, and one thing to activate the WinFit patch to build muscle. The carnosine patch also helps to build muscle, helps with muscle repair, and all your instructions and systems, including if you're a distributor, the online versions of the exercise videos, if you'd like to do their form of exercise, is $249.95 if you're a distributor, a little bit more if you are retailing it. And then there's a maintenance kit that only includes one of the Theta 1 rather than two of the Theta 1, and includes these two as well, but not the Theta Activate. That lasts 2 to 3 months. So you can buy that separately. If you, for whatever reason, don't want to do the exercises online, you can also buy the exercise DVD. But if you are an athlete or you're doing your own exercise, your own weight training, then you don't really have to do anything extra on top of what you're doing. So it does have a dietary component as well, and that is basically to eat within a short window of time, like I like 10 hours for some women, but 8 to 10 hours during the day, and then you basically get your body on repair mode the rest of the time. You're fasting. So you need to eat enough, though. A lot of people make the mistake of not eating enough, and then they can't build the muscle. So you have to eat enough in that 8 hours in order for you to build the muscle, and your body gets used to that, gets used to eating later in the morning if you're skipping breakfast, for example, and eating all the food you need, all those calories, and you can eat as many calories as you want, honestly, for this system to work the way it's supposed to do. But you definitely want to do 10 minutes of exercise. Oh, I put twice a week, Carrie. You're right. It's twice a week, not 3 times a week. I forgot because I was doing 3 times a week. But it's actually 10 minutes of exercise at least twice a week. So that's kind of it, for the WinFit. So it's very revolutionary. If it works for you, it's very revolutionary. No more, straining, hours and hours of running, jogging, that kind of thing. It just makes life a whole lot easier. Now, the Alavita is our skincare line, and it's called the Regenerating Trail because there's 3 products in it. One is the Alavita patch. That's another antioxidant. It helps to elevate epithalamin levels, which is what your pineal gland makes. When this was first invented by David and I was given samples, I really thought it was for increasing one's consciousness levels because I was able to do energy healing. I didn't get as tired. I had better access to source. I really thought it was going to be promoted as some sort of consciousness patch, but amazingly, it's an antioxidant and it helps with skin. So they market it as healthy skin. So funny, isn't it? The topicals, there's a nighttime one and a daytime one, and it uses a proprietary algae formula that David actually grows in his own pristine bioreactor. None of this, seashore, full of radiation stuff. Okay, so pristine. So these algae is incredibly high vibrational, and he used them in these to help with skin repair, among a lot of other amazing ingredients. If you're interested in more details, you can check out the radio show I did with David on the Alavita, so you can get more details of what's in these things and how they work. The phototherapy patch helps to regenerate your skin's radiance and decreases oxidative stress, preserves antioxidants in the body, and that always makes a person look younger. So if you take a quick look, just step back a little bit and take a look at the before and after picture, you can clearly see in the same place, the lighting is very similar, but you can see that this person's skin looks more like there's more energy, more glow. The lines seem to have softened up. And there's many different pictures like this they have on the website. You can go check it out. So when they did third-party independent studies, 100% of the subjects saw an immediate significant improvement in their hydration, 80% saw significant improvement in regeneration of radiance after about 6 weeks of uses. Skin firmness went up, and in fact, some of the people that tested this for LifeWave, they actually do testing for some pretty high-end cosmetic companies. They said they had never seen these kinds of results with something that did not have a chemical in it to artificially boost, you know, what was going on in the skin. So they were actually pretty surprised. It was really neat. So here's the pricing for the Alavida. The patches, you actually get 2 sleeves of patches. So it's 60 days supply of Alavida. You wear them at night usually when you sleep, let the skin repair over the night. And then these 2 creams are wonderful for travel, by the way. They're very light, and this is just a twist top, so they do not spill in your luggage. I love them. My mom loves it for that reason because she travels a lot. So you've got 60 days worth of that whole kit. So here is the cost for the Alavida, and a lot of high-end skincare. This is actually a really great price because you get 2 months of patches with this as well. Usually, you just pay that much just for the creams. Yes, thank you. That's what I want to say. The creams. Okay. So if you're interested in buying retail, you can definitely get started by contacting one of my patch training team LifeWave distributors at patchtrainingteam.com. Like I said, you can check out the LifeWave radio show for more information. Or if someone you know is already a patch training team distributor or a LifeWave distributor not on my team, you can definitely get back to them and get more information on how you can purchase these. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to be sharing about how to become a wholesaler or distributor. Now, some people actually want to use it as a business, and others will just want to get a wholesale. So if you're interested in that, I'm just going to share more of that with you. So when you become a distributor in any company that's like a network marketing company, even if you're just getting a wholesale for yourself, there's usually something called an enrollment package. So those of you that are already veterans with network marketing really understand this part. So the enrollment packages is something you buy at the very beginning. You don't keep buying it, okay? You just buy it once. And usually the more products you buy, the cheaper it is, overall per package or per product. And LifeWave has come up with kind of a mix and match kit. But what I'm giving you the price of on the slides is just if you were just focusing the packages of patches, then you would have an idea of what kind of deal you're getting. But the cool thing is you can mix and match things now. You can get some core essentials, you can get the Alavida skincare, you can get the patches, energy enhancer patches, you can get the Maverick, you can kind of mix and match and to build the package you want, which is so cool. We've been wanting that for years and we finally have it, yay! So anyway, so let's go over the enrollment packages, and you can see, how great a deal it is the higher up you go. So if you are a distributor or want to be a distributor to sell, or if you have, a healthcare office or practice, then the diamond would probably be best for you because you'll have a lot of product available to sell. You have the best retail to wholesale price difference here. And you can see that normally it's $89.95, and each package of patches, if you were just getting patches, is now $36.58 because there are 41 patches for this diamond. When I started, I got to tell you, they didn't have diamond, okay? They only had gold, and gold was, I think, 3 packages of patches, and guess what it is now? 5 packages of patches, and what is it now? It's 13. Yeah, it's a lot better deal now. So the platinum is one step down from the diamond. You get 27 packages of patches, or like I said, mix and match, and you can see the price per package. The gold is probably one of the most affordable ones for people. It's still a great deal. Again, remember the lowest wholesale price you normally get if you buy a pack of 3 is $49.95, so this is still $10 under that, and you get 13 packages of patches with the gold. So that is one of the most affordable ones for people. And if you've got a big family or something like that, or you want to share it with your best friend and neighbor or whatever, as long as you trust them, of course, you might as well get the diamond or the platinum, because it's such a great deal. And, the silver is one level down, again, for affordability. You get 6 packages of patches, or again, mix and match, and that works out to about $49.99 each. The bronze is not a great deal, obviously. You can see you only get 1 package of patches, and you actually have to pay for the business enrollment kit, which is about $25. And that includes your website and, teaching materials, online access, things like that, which you automatically get with the other packages as well, but in the bronze kit you actually have to pay for that. And the starter kit is required by law, but does not have any packages of patches or any product. It's just if you were going to sell retail right off your site and didn't want to have any product for yourself, which pretty much nobody does that anymore anyway, although we have had some people who just don't want to get the silver because they can't afford it, patients of mine, and they don't want to get the bronze because there's only 1 package of patches. So what they'll do is they'll enroll it as a starter kit silver and then add 3 sets of patches in their very first order, so they don't have to pay double for shipping, and they'll be able to get the $49.95 advantage of getting 3 sets of patches along with their starter kit. So it's still less than $299.95, so you pay a little bit more because of the starter kit, but it's still affordable for 3 sets of patches. And what are the benefits of doing a home-based business, especially LifeWave, if you are one of those interested or looking for an opportunity? One of the cool things I love about the products is that they work quickly, and there are very few competitors out there. In fact, when you take a look at the number of studies people have out there for their health and wellness products, they're almost nil or 0. So a lot of times when people say, hey, can you take a look at this, or I think this product is great, what do you think? The first thing I say is, well, show me the research page. And oftentimes they can't because there isn't one, or the research is so spotty, or that it doesn't work, then there's no point in me spending any more energy looking into that particular product. I like research. I'm a medical doctor. What can I say? That left brain of mine really does want to see that it works on other people besides just me and my patients. As with all good companies, it's a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you do the business, everything is online now, so you have online accounting, no more using pen and paper and a whole bunch of stacks of receipts, things like that. It's all accounted for you online. And it's amazing what social media does. There's so much training available now. I mean, I used to do all my own training, and now it's great. They have all these webinars, and you can share, slideshows, videos. It's really quite amazing. And the other nice thing is if you want to earn commissions, of course you do. If you're a distributor, you can get paid weekly rather than every 2 weeks or every month. Who wants to wait a month, right, to get paid? That's like old school. So I like their method. You get paid every week. It's really cool. And the other thing, too, is I've been in other companies, at least to get their product, not to do the sales, but I noticed that if you get a personalized website with your name on it, then they can charge you for that, and sometimes they charge upwards of $300 to $100 a month for the website. But for LifeWave, they've never charged us for our own personal website, so it's amazing. And the amount of countries that it's available in is growing, and recently we just added Japan to that list. So if you know of anyone who might be interested in the products or business opportunity, even if it isn't for you, please contact the person who invited you to this webinar. And if you don't have one, if you found us online somehow and you don't have a distributor that you can be sponsored by, then you can contact the Patch Training Team website, and there's a little pop-up there, and you can talk to some of my top 2 distributors, very nice gals, and they'll help you and see whether it's right for you. It's not right for everybody, but for those people interested in natural healing and natural wellness, it is certainly a wonderful option to help you support your own energy system. And I love that there's no drugs, and it's affordable, and it works quickly. Again, if it doesn't work quickly, you just return a 30-day money-back guarantee. For more information about the patches or the other products, you can check out patchtrainingteam.com and check out the radio show, too, for some more advanced protocols and how you can use patches for various different symptoms. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, bye for now.